going to talk about electives for next year. This is whether you're a freshman, sophomore, or junior. This is for you. I'm talking to the juniors, but I'll kind of talk about the whole thing as we go through this. For most of you, this isn't your first rodeo with this, but this is what I will use to create your schedule for next year. I create each schedule by hand, and so the more you can help me, the better, easier it will be for me to make schedules. Yeah, next year it'll probably be somewhere in the vicinity of 130 schedules to make. So I know this is hard for you to believe. It's hard for me to believe even more. You are going to be seniors next year. You're entering into your last year of high school. So for you, every class on this sheet, front and back, is available to you so long as you meet the requirements for the class. So in other words, you can't take AP Calculus if you haven't taken advanced math. So as long as you've met the prerequisites, each of these classes is available to you. On this page, and I'm doing this for those watching the video, the first page into the second page is for all students, 10th through 12th grade. If you're going into 11th grade, then you also can choose those from the 11th and 12th grade electives. And then, of course, for you juniors, soon-to-be seniors, you get to choose from all of them, assuming you meet the prerequisites. Now, you'll see this, and it says for upcoming sophomores and juniors, that's on you. Upcoming seniors, I'm going to change that. Please number your top 12 choices. I know to you that sounds ridiculous, but I had a number. Here's what happens. One of two things happens. Either I get what I need to create your schedule and I create your schedule, or I don't get what I need to create your schedule based on like classes that we don't offer or problems in your schedule. For example, if your number one choice is, I'll just say, psychology, and you have now they probably wouldn't do this, but for cases of argument, you have Bible. You wouldn't have Bible. You have English during that class period. You can't take psychology. I have to give you English. So there are times when there are conflicts. And last year I had quite a few students that I had to then email and say, hey, I wasn't able to finish your schedule. And then it becomes this long email thing. And I'm not complaining about this. I'm just saying now time has elapsed. You don't know what you put down, and you've changed your mind. No, I no longer want to take psychology. And so the more information you give me, for seniors, I'm probably not going to get down to your 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but I might. It prevents me from having to have these lengthy email discussions, which I have dozens of them every summer, especially with students that are coming in new and all that. So yeah, I want you to give me 12. Now, if you want a study hall, you need to put that study hall 1 through 5. Okay, it needs to be in your top 5. The reason is that if you get all your top electives and you put study hall as 6 and 1 through 5 fit your schedule, I'm going to give you those. I'm not going to give you a study hall. So if you want to study hall, if you're a sophomore or a junior, you need to put it, sophomores, you have to put it 1 or 2. And juniors, you need to make study hall 1, 2, or 3 to make sure that you get that study hall. Juniors, I suggest that you get a study hall. Juniors, would you agree with that? I've got a lot of nodding juniors here, sophomores. So the only year I required Lane to take a study hall was his junior. Otherwise, he didn't take study hall. Okay, so you'll see study hall is there first. We are offering a couple of new classes for next year. I can't guarantee that we'll offer any of these classes will I can some. Obviously, we're going to have choir. Obviously, we're going to have journalism, or we don't get a yearbook. Uh, but we won't offer all of these classes. But we are hoping to offer two shop classes, two industrial arts classes. One is about 2/3 of the way down the first page in Introduction to Industrial Arts, where you learn to make things with your hands or fix things like that. In shop class is what we used to call it. And then on the back, the last one in that 10th through 12th grade is Woods 1, where you learn to make things out of wood. In fact, uh, this bookshelf was sitting in our basement forever, and when I was moving here and knowing I needed more shelf space, I said, hey, can I take this to school? Is this meaningful to you? He said, yeah. My husband said, yeah, go ahead and take it. I made it in Woods class in the high school. So here it is all these many years later, still in good shape and holding books. So you can learn to do something like that. To go over just a few other things, um, it's helpful to me if you're going to choose a semester class, and for you as seniors, there are more of those available to you. Please make sure you're listening to me. I guarantee if you don't listen to me, I'm going to end up with you doing something wrong with this sheet. If you choose like if you choose CAD, it's helpful if you choose another semester class. Um, First semester, second semester that's the other reason why I need 12, because if you choose a bunch of semester classes, I have to find one for each. So try to balance those out. And then let's see. A couple of things that are new for you. One is now, and then we do allow some students, junior students, to be teacher's assistants, but they have to be admitted into that. But seniors, you can be a teacher's assistant. Most teacher's assistants are upstairs because they need it more. You know, the kids that need their noses wiped, and you have to run to the bathroom, and whatever else. But it's not unheard of. I've had a couple of different times. When Angela was distance learning, I had Carissa as my teacher's assistant to make sure that I videotaped what I was supposed to videotape and helped me with that and all that. So, but generally speaking, you'd be upstairs. Probably Mrs. Schrog matches you prayerfully with a teacher. Caitlin, you're a teacher's assistant. It's been a good experience. You get a grade, you get credit for that, and you can do it again next year. And our teacher's assistants are a huge blessing to those teachers. I often hear, hey, tell Caitlin, tell whoever, she's doing a great job. She's such a blessing. So hopefully the teachers are telling you that as well. Yes, Jake.
Is personal finance a semester?
It's a year-long class. It'll say semester if it's a semester. And then the next thing I want to talk to you about, and this was available to you this year, but it's also available to you next year if you meet the requirements, is dual credit. We offer dual credit through Dordt University in LeTourneau. You are able to take classes elsewhere, but they won't be counted as and we've even given a study hall for people to do that. But the dual credit classes from Dordt and LeTourneau, which are colleges that we've vetted, are graded on the same scale as an AP. But other places it's not. If you want to take a class from another Christian college, then that would be a question for Mrs. Frog and Mr. Hood if you could do that. Because the reason we chose Dordt and LeTourneau is because we know that they come from the same worldview we do, and not every Christian school does. And then we're also going to have another option, hopefully beginning next year. It's called College Fair. or not. But it's a ministry that matches you up with colleges, different colleges that they work with to take classes. We'll be offering classes from some other Christian colleges as well next year. I want to tell you several things about dual credit, both good and not so good. First of all, it's a great deal. If we would have had this when Lane was here, he would have taken classes. I would have made him take classes like a couple before his junior. You can take summer classes. Take a couple before his freshman or his junior year, a couple during his junior year, between his junior and senior year, a couple his senior. That would have been 8 classes. He would have entered Dort as a sophomore, basically. And the thing is that, yeah, your parents are going to pay for this, but they pay about half price on what they would pay for it if you were actually at the school taking the class or at any school taking the class. So they're going to spend, because if you're going to college, you're going to spend that money anyway. Somebody's going to spend that money anyway. It'll be much less expensive taking it via dual credit. So it's a great deal in that sense. So if you're interested and if you want more information, I'm happy to give it to you. You sign up for it. You and your parents sign up for it. So you go to Dort dual enrollment, you go to Turno dual enrollment. Once we get college fair up and going, you go to them. You sign up for the class. Your parents pay for it, and then they inform me. I have to approve you to take it, and then we'll give you a study hall designed specifically for you to use for that class. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Laterno has everything from aviation to psychology to any number of things. The one thing I will say is that it can't be taken in lieu of a required class. So you can take, say, a composition class. That's fine, but you're still going to take Brit Lit. Does that make sense? Um, and you have to have a 3.0 GPA and be a junior or senior. That's not our rule. That's the college's rule. And we will give you a study hall, as I said, to work on it. Now, did I see a hand?
Is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you could start this summer and take 1 or 2 this summer, and then take 1 each semester. I mean, any class that you get out of the way is helpful. And at this point, because dual credits become so common, nearly all colleges accept dual credit from another. So you don't just get the credit if you go to Dort or if you go to Laterno. Claire's taken a number of classes through Metro, and I'm sure MDSU, haven't you? Oh, your sister did. I thought you did too. Okay. Whatever school then that Jamie goes to will likely accept that credit. And so you'll get that credit no matter what school you go to. Maybe not Harvard, Yale, Princeton, something like that. But most other schools will. Here's where I need to be really gut level honest with you. Yes.
Does it count for our high school transcript?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's the dual credit. You get credit for both. Yeah. So it'll be as a dual enrollment. As a dual enrollment class, and it'll be weighted as. It would just say summer school. It'd go on this summer. It would go on your senior transcript. It would just say summer. So here's where I need to be honest with you, because we've had a number of students not succeed at taking dual credit classes, partly because they're all distance learning. And there's some classes that are easier to take distance learning than others. But no class is easy to take distance learning if you don't fulfill the requirements. So you really have to be a self-motivated student to take a dual credit class, to succeed in a dual credit class. The barometer I give students is if you struggled last fall or last spring to do your work on your own, probably going to be a struggle. If you're not self-motivated enough to say, this is my study hall to do my college work, and that is what I'm going to do with this. I'm not gonna sleep, I'm not gonna talk to my friends, I'm not gonna work on my high school work, I'm gonna use this for my dual credit work. You're gonna struggle. Also, if you don't read the syllabus, you are going to struggle. We had students that assumed, because they didn't read the syllabus, that the semester for dual credit ended at the same time as our semester does. But it doesn't. It ends when the college's semester. Oh, are we done? Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, we'll talk more about this tomorrow.